From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
The Ear to There Podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Ear to There, it's time to start the fun.
Everybody, yeah, welcome to the show. Yeah. That's horrible. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ear to There Disney Podcast. I am your host, Justin Timberlake. Phil Gramlich. No, wait, Justin Timberlake was in Sync, right? That was Backstreet Boys that I was horribly doing. Anyway, I don't know any names of any of the Backstreet Boys. I'm Phil. I'm the founder of Ear to There Travel, which is a Disney-specialized travel agency. It is my job, along with all of the vacationers on the Ear to There Travel team, to take away all that stress, all that anxiety, and all that time that it takes to plan a Disney trip so you can focus on the really, really fun things like having a fantastic time with your family and friends and enjoying the magic. And we take away all that stress and all that anxiety and give you back all that time at absolutely no extra cost to you. So yeah, just like the stay-at-home moms in the world, we do a ton of work and we get no money for it. At least my mom did and my wife does. Anyway, you can find out all about Ear to There Travel, meet our vacationers, listen to this podcast, or request your free, no obligation quote over at eartotheretravel.com. All right, this is episode number 171 for the week of June 3rd, 2019. Now, grab a drink, grab a snack, and as a famous mouse once said, on with the show. And this show will start like every other numbered episode of the show, and that is with the weekly What About Bob segment. And this is where Disney legend and retired Imagineer Bob Gurr comes on the show to answer your questions and mine. Now, Bob really needs no introduction, but I'll give you his background anyway. He was hired by Walt Disney in 1954. He's an original Imagineer. He actually predates the term Imagineer. Bob was hired when it was still WED, or Walter Elias Disney. And Bob built and designed such things as the Matterhorn, the monorails, the Main Street vehicles, the submarines, the dune buggies, you name it. If it's on wheels and in Disneyland or Walt Disney World, Bob Gurr probably designed it. If you would like to get your question in for Bob to answer, the phone number is 267-551-1971. Or you can always email the question to me. My email address is phil@eartotheretravel.com. And as always, the What About Bob segment is brought to you by the Waltland Bus Tour. Each month, Bob takes a busload of people around Southern California with stops in Glendale, in Burbank, and in Los Angeles. You'll see all kinds of important sites in the history of the Disney company, but more importantly, in the life and history of its founder, Walt Disney. To get tickets to the Waltland Bus Tour, just head over to www.waltland.com. All right, without further ado, here he is, Disney legend, Bob Gurr.
It's What About Bob? Bob Gurr, the legend, creator of the Matterhorn, the monorails and the Haunted Mansion. What about Bob, the Disney legend?
You were speaking about Walt. What do you think, if he could walk through Magic Kingdom specifically today, what one thing do you think he would want changed? Is there anything in that park specifically that he wouldn't enjoy, do you think?
I get these questions all the time where people say, what would Walt think? Because even long after Walt had passed away, people would always discuss inside Imagineering. Well, what would Walt want? Well, I'll tell you what, I worked with him for 12 years, and you can look him right in the eye, and you have no idea what he's thinking, and there's no idea how you could forecast his next thought. So it's completely moot for me to attempt to answer a question by saying, well, if Walt was here today, he would like this or not like that, or he'd do this or do that or do something different. But if I had to answer that question, I'd have to say Walt would be constantly looking for the latest new technology in order to tell good stories even better.
All right, thank you to Bob for answering yet another question on the show. Bob is the best. If you want to get a question into him, again, call the voice line. The number is 267-551-1971. Or, again, you can email it to me at phil@eartotheretravel.com. All righty, here we go with episode number 171. Walt Disney World, it ain't just burgers, hot dogs, and chicken nuggets. I need to put that on a bumper sticker. That's going to be the new Ear to There Travel slogan, because it's not. There are so many fantastic options when it comes to counter service restaurants in Walt Disney World. You could literally be there for weeks at a time and never once get a burger, a hot dog, or chicken nuggets. Not once. So this week I want to talk all about our favorite counter service meals in Walt Disney World. Here to talk about our favorite counter service meals in Walt Disney World with me is a man who had a sandwich named after him. Yes, the Angry Cuban. Chuck Rodriguez, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be back. And where is the Angry Cuban, may I ask? Where do we eat that?
No, I just made that up. That's not a real thing.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been real. I thought Earl of Sandwich got really international.
No, I was going to call it the Angry Cuban American, but it didn't sound as good, so I just went with Cuban.
That's better.
I thought it would be funny. But you are an interesting person to have on this episode, because you hate two of my favorite foods in cheese and peanut butter.
That's correct.
So I'm guessing there will be no peanut butter and jelly milkshake on your list. There will be no. Well, we'll get into it, because I have a couple. I have some really good cheesy things on my list, so I'm interested.
I'm sure you will. I mean, you were always filled with cheese, so it's always cheesy.
Is that a joke? Is that a joke there?
It was a little bit.
It's too early in the morning. We're recording too early for jokes, Chuck. Or for at least for your humor. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, all right. So I came up with, let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 on my list, because I thought maybe we'd have a couple similar ones. But
yes, and for reasons.
So yeah. So all right. Why don't you start us off? I didn't like go by park or go by resort or anything like that. I just thought of, like, I sat down, looked at all the menus in Walt Disney World so I would remember them all, like, on a list, and then tried to remember what my favorite things were. So I don't know how you handled it, but I'm interested to find out. What's your first one?
I literally have none. I haven't thought about it at all since you texted me early this morning.
Okay, you know what? I really appreciate how much effort you put into the show. Like, this is why I haven't had you on in like months. Because when I do, you're like, I didn't really do I did no preparation whatsoever. We're just going to wing it. All right, so wing it. What do you got?
All right. Well, no, I actually am going to go with the first one because I actually went to it on Saturday, so it's fresh on my mind. Cosmic Rays in Tomorrowland.
Okay.
Because
wait. You didn't even. Yes. I'm going favorite meals, not favorite counter service restaurants. Your favorite counter service meals.
I was actually going with the restaurants. Well, then I mean, it doesn't. It still works. Because it still works because the reason I keep going to Cosmic Rays is because it's the only place left in the Magic Kingdom for burgers. Well, yeah. I mean, I know there's a burger in Pico's Bill, I guess.
Yeah, they have
but it comes with tortilla chips instead of French fries. I can't handle that. So So I rarely eat burgers really anymore, and even if I do, it's usually a turkey burger. So when once in a while I get in the mood, and I'm still in the mood for old school, a Disney plain burger with bacon, no cheese, of course, and the French fries, and then I go to the Fixins bar and I put lettuce and tomato and onions and ketchup and mayonnaise. So I still appreciate that meal once in a while, like I did last Saturday.
You know what's funny is I literally have only one burger on my list. I'll tell you what that one is for my first pick. But yeah, it's weird that when you mentioned it, like there's not a lot of places left that have burgers at Magic Kingdom. You're right. Like I thought
no, there's only two, and that's the only one that does it with French fries.
So weird because people think when they go to Magic Kingdom, it's burgers, fries, and hot dogs, and it's so different now than it used to be. I mean, you used to be able to get a burger pretty much anywhere there. Now it's really, really hard to find one. I usually get the hot dog when I'm at Cosmic Race or a grilled chicken sandwich. They're my go-tos.
Right. Yeah, I've had the chicken sandwich too, which is relatively the same concept, really, except it's chicken.
No, it really is. It's the same thing.
I use the same thing at the Fixins bar, and I still get it with fries, so it's really no different.
So, all right. So now that we're talking about Cosmic Rays, this isn't really my first pick, but I saw that you posted this on Facebook, so I had to mention it. So I don't know if the listener has seen this from it's a special like 90th birthday for Mickey menu item, and it's the Mickey cheeseburger at Cosmic Rays. All right, I'm going to read this exactly as it is on the website.
I might have to plug my ears at the moment because it grosses me out. Just
it seems a little much. It's a flame broiled 3rd pound Angus cheeseburger or burger topped with macaroni and cheese, American cheese sauce, flaming hot cheese dust, whatever that is, and bacon, completed with a signature Mickey Mouse bun served with fries. That is a serious burger, man, and that is a lot of cheese on that thing.
Was the thinking behind celebrating Mickey's 90th, the theme is eat this and you'll never make it to 90 yourself?
I think it's got to be. I get it. It's cute. There's a lot of cheese on there because it's a mouse. Makes sense, right? But
the bun is cute. It's very cute how the bun comes out.
I
wish they would do that on the normal burgers.
Is it like the seared Mickey face on top of the bun?
Yeah, and it's like perfect. I mean, it's like a work of art. It's nice.
Yeah. So I've seen that they used to do. Remember they were doing that with Darth Vader over at Backlot Express.
Oh yeah.
With like the dark side burger or whatever it was. Remember it was like all black, like the bun, everything was all black.
Yeah, the bun was black. Yeah.
But I think I would get this to try it once, but I don't think that the Mickey cheeseburger would be a real go-to on my list. It frightens me a little bit. It's a lot of cheese, man. It feels like I would have the same reaction in my stomach as I had when I had the Beverly a month and a half ago, and that was not a good day. if I don't know, did you ever see the video?
I don't think so. No.
So you have to go on YouTube, and it's on YouTube. Just don't Google, YouTube search Beverly Challenge, and one of the top 4 videos that'll come up is me drinking 20 shots of Beverly in 10 minutes. That was a horrible idea. we raised like $400 for charity. Like it ended up like I think I really dumbly and naively said, if we can raise $200 for charity, I'll do it. And that was raised within 4 hours. Like it was bang. And then, so afterwards, I was like, I put myself through this. You guys have to donate more money. So people donated another $200. So it was like over 400. But Chuck, I'm telling you, man, my stomach, I couldn't eat. Did I see you that night? I can't remember if we saw you that night. I couldn't eat the rest of the day. My stomach hurt so bad. And
I don't hate the Beverly. I don't think it's a big deal.
Drink 20 of them in 10 minutes then.
Well, I mean, drink anything 20 of in 10 minutes, I guess, is a problem. But
so the problem was and this is probably too much information, but you know me. It was all gas, bubble in my stomach all day, but it didn't. Yeah. The gas never left. Like I couldn't expel it in any way. It was just stayed in there, and I was just all day. I was it was terrible. Anyway, this is supposed to be an appetizing show, and I'm already
supposed to make people look forward to their meals at work.
Just don't do 20 Beverleys in 10 minutes. It's terrible. All right, so that's not really my first pick. So is it cool if I go with my first real pick? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'm going not that far across. So leave Tomorrowland, walk across the hub past the Walt and Mickey partner statue, go right into Liberty Square, Sleepy Hollow for the sweet and spicy chicken and waffle sandwich. That thing is awesome. Have you had it?
No, I've never gotten anything at Sleepy Hollow. I must
Wow,
admit.
that's surprising because this is something that I think would be right up your alley.
Yeah, I probably would like. Does it come with maple syrup and everything?
So no, there's some kind of the sauce on the chicken is exactly what it says. It's spicy, but there's some sweetness to it too. And I think the waffle has like some maple syrup or something baked into it. It doesn't say that on the menu, but the waffle's definitely sweeter than like the standard like Mickey waffles that you would get. And then it has like a coleslaw on top of it and arugula, which I didn't know what arugula was. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't exactly have a refined palate. You know, I'm more of a burger.
Fancy lettuce. That's all it is.
Yeah, and it tastes like pepper. Did you know that?
I don't remember the last time I had it without anything else, so I'll have to next time.
So Johnny Shortsleeve and I got it one time, and he's like, the arugula really makes it. And I was like, dude, it's lettuce. I said the same thing. I was like, it's just lettuce. And he's like, no, eat it by itself. What does it taste like? And it tastes like pepper. It's really weird.
Okay.
It's a really cool, like, flavorful thing that I had no idea about. So I like getting it. They did recently, about a year ago, they took it off the menu, then they put it back on, and they upped the price like $4. Like, so it's not inexpensive, but you can definitely share it with someone. It's pretty big. And it's definitely a meal. Like they call it a snack, but it's bigger than that. It's definitely a meal. You can split it with two people.
Is it one waffle and the chicken on top, or is it a sandwich?
Yeah, it's a one waffle, but it's like a big Belgian waffle that you fold over.
Okay.
Like
I've seen. Well, yeah, I've passed people, with it on their plates while I walk past them, so I guess I've noticed.
Yeah, you can walk with it too. Like it comes with with like cellophane underneath it, so you can wrap it, like squeeze it and walk with it. It's a not exactly the handwich, but it's good.
Right,
really good.
Okay.
Right? You don't remember the handwich at Epcot, do you?
I remember the concept. But I don't know if I ever, because didn't they all automatically have cheese inside of them?
I don't know. I don't remember it. I wasn't there at that time. I've just seen one time on eBay, I was bidding on a handwich from Epcot sign, and I really wanted it, but I didn't. I ended up going for like $400, and it was a little too rich for me. But the concept of the handwich is it was a cone with like meat and cheese in it, and you ate it.
Yeah.
It was a lot like the cozy cone out in DCA, which is awesome, by the way. The chili. What is it? The chili con queso with you don't get the queso, obviously, but it's chili with cheese and Fritos in a cone. It's awesome. So anyway, that's I'm on another rant on top of a rant. So
as you usually do.
Yeah. So anyway, get the sweet and spicy chicken and waffle sandwich. It's awesome. And you're up for your next cheese and peanut butterless delight.
Well, then I'm going to go straight to my favorite dessert. As everybody knows, desserts really is my jam, except I don't eat desserts with jam in it, but still.
Wait, is jam a problem for you too?
What?
Is jam a problem for you too now?
No, I just don't appreciate the flavor combined with delicious things that you shouldn't mess with, like chocolate. I
gotcha. All right, fair enough.
It. So my favorite dessert is actually not technically a Disney dessert because it is at Ghirardelli, and it's the Quake Shakes. I
have no idea what that is. You're gonna have to explain it to me.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, it made a lot of sense once I read the description, and that is my go-to at Ghirardelli. So it's just a milkshake, but they stick an entire Ghirardelli bar of different flavors into the blender as it's finishing. And I've done this at home many times also with my blender. So I successfully have done this at home. I remade it. And I usually get the chocolate bar that has the caramel filling inside.
Nice.
So you wind up with a milkshake that with every sip, you also get tiny little chunks of a chocolate bar and caramel.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love their chocolate. I would love that. I'm not a big big dessert guy. I rarely get it, but I love a milkshake. And also, did you know that my milkshake does bring all the boys to the yard? I don't know if you knew that about me.
I did not assume that, but okay.
So there's a place. Okay, I grew up in Philadelphia. Obviously, there's a place that I grew up a few blocks from, and it doesn't have a name. It literally doesn't. We always called it the custard stand. It's been there since the 50s. And my mom as a kid used to walk there. She grew up on the same street that I grew up on, and they had the best milkshakes in the world. And I have awesome memories of walking there as a kid and getting like a chocolate or a black and white milkshake. They're like the best. So I'm all over the milkshakes. Let me ask you this. Here's a weird question. This is completely off the topic. Do you ever do McDonald's milkshakes at all?
I mean, I used to, but honestly, now if I'm going to absorb all the calories, I prefer to go for a more premium style milkshake.
Like a real good milkshake.
Yeah.
I was just wondering about the Shamrock Shake. I've had a couple of those in my lifetime, and they're pretty good. And I was actually
I've
surprised.
never done. Does the Shamrock Shake have the mint? Because I don't like mint with chocolate.
God, you're such an odd man. Yeah,
like I've never had a peppermint patty. I don't like it. I don't mind when you go to restaurants like Olive Garden. At the end, they give you the little Andes candy, just to refresh your palate. I don't mind that, but I'm not a big fan.
First of all, two things about this. One, I've never been to an Olive Garden in my life.
What?
Yeah, never been there. Never been. Two, we had real Italian restaurants where I grew up. It's like
so did I, but it's convenient.
Yeah, I've never been to an Olive Garden, and you spend way too much time in strip malls. And number two, have you ever had like a Thin Mint? Like Girl Scout?
I guess that's basically the Andes Thin Mints is what they give away. At
no,
Olive
I mean
Garden,
a Girl Scout cookie.
Thing.
A Girl Scout cookie.
Oh, the Girl Scout cookie. No, I preferred not to ever buy that flavor when I buy Girl Scout cookies.
Man, you are an enigma wrapped in a puzzle, wrapped in a riddle. You're a strange man, Chuck. All right.
And it's only getting worse by the day and year.
Yeah, you're like getting more and more weird and particular as you get older. By the time you hit... What's Adams? You broke up for a second.
Oh, I'm becoming a curmudgeon.
You're becoming one. What are you talking about? All right, let's get back. Let's get this thing back on track. Where you were?
Okay, yours is next.
All right. You know what? Since you were at Disney Springs, I want to do the same thing. Over at Earl of Sandwich. By the way, awesome sandwiches there. There's like you can pick. The one sandwich that they took off the menu that I loved was their meatball sandwich, Cannonballs. You can't get that there anymore. We had it back for a limited time, but it's not on a regular menu anymore. My favorite sandwich over there, though, is the original 1762 sandwich. It's roast beef, cheddar, horseradish, and it's awesome. I like it even better than the holiday sandwich. And their holiday sandwich is like their most popular sandwich, I think, that they sell. And it's like a Thanksgiving meal, like Thanksgiving dinner on a sandwich. But if you haven't been, and I know you have, Chuck, 'cause I think I've been there with you. If you haven't been to Earl of Sandwich at Disney Springs, you got to go. And the original 1762. I think the Earl invented that sandwich in 1762. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm going with. That's the best sandwich there, in my opinion. What do you think?
So I think that one time you remember me at Earl of Sandwich is the one time in 15 years that I've been to Earl of Sandwich.
Really?
I don't buy. But Disney Springs has such great food options. I'm like, I could make a sandwich at home, or I could stop at Arby's on the way home.
Oh.
I don't appreciate Earl of Sandwich.
You're dude. I've never disagreed with someone more on a podcast than I am so far today. This is insane.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gotten to the point where I remember when I used to work at the Disney Institute, before it became Saratoga Springs, and it was right across the bridge. We'd go to Earl of Sandwich all the time, but that was in the late 90s. The options at Disney Springs has changed significantly since then. I just don't see the need.
You know what it is? Since all the counter service places opened at Disney Springs, I really haven't eaten at them. Like I've never, because I'm always with my kids, and they're so particular with what they eat that I haven't been to Blaze, I haven't been to Deluxe Burger, I haven't been to the.
Well, it makes sense, but that is the issue. Yes, I literally now, my friends and family and I only go to those places. Only. Yeah, or the Marimoto quick service.
Yep, I've never eaten there.
The Raglan Road quick service.
No, I've eaten there. Do they still have the fried burger there?
Last time I checked, yes, but now I prefer the burger. So actually, I haven't been in a while.
The regular cheeseburger or hamburger? I'm sorry, from Raglan Road.
Right, and then all fried.
Yeah, Raglan Road, by the way, has the best appetizer, one of the best appetizers on Disney property is the scallop forest. I love those things. Those are awesome. I don't know if you're a scallop guy, but those are really, really
I am.
good.
I'm pretty sure I've had it a couple times. I've been in the table service section.
I remember going there with you a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah, and it was like September and 1,000 degrees, and they didn't have a table inside. So we're like, all right, we'll sit outside. Yeah. And the dumbest thing I ever did at Disney was I ordered a beer flight, and within a minute, all my beers were like warm.
Ugh, gross.
And I didn't want to drink it. I don't think I was like, I can't do that. It's like it's like a warm stout. And like people say, I hear that a lot. Like that people are like, well, you drink Guinness room temperature. You do not. You do not. You drink it ice cold. When I've been to Ireland, they serve it ice cold. Like that's how you drink Guinness. You don't drink it warm. Warm beer is I've been to England. I've had warm beer out of like those, those pull tabs that they use. And it's gross. Have you ever had that? You ever try it?
No, I would never try. I mean, I don't even like beer. I barely like beer cold or any other way. So I would never have warm. Would never occur to me.
So I was in England in this place, and it's one of those old pubs that's been there for like 400 years, and
like beer used to hang out there.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they're like that's the Bill Shakespeare booth over in the corner. But I ordered a beer.
He used to sit there like people do now at Starbucks, like screenwriters do in Starbucks. He sit there and write his play.
with his quill,
nursing one beer all day long.
With his quill pen and his
using
scroll.
the bathroom or else you can't use the bathroom if you don't buy something.
So now I'm
there's no indoor plumbing back then, but still.
I'm picturing Shakespeare sitting in a corner of this pub with a quill pen and ink and a scroll, nursing a beer, and yeah, that's so funny. Anyway, I went to this pub and I ordered I forget the name of the beer. It's Fulton's, I think. Fuller's. Fuller's or Fulton's. I forget the name of it. It's a British beer. I forget. But anyway, I went up to the bar and I saw regular taps and I saw this weird like handle and I ordered a beer and he just put a pint glass under this pump thing and he like cranked it like 4 times and it like shot this room temperature warm ale into the glass and he gave it to me. And I was like, I'll do it because I'm in England and it's cool. But then I was looking at all the British people around me and they were all drinking ice cold bottles of beer. I'm like, I'm doing something wrong here. Like, this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. I look like such a tourist. Like, of course I was probably wearing a Phillies hat and t-shirt too. Anyway, way off the subject. Where were we? What the heck? The original.
Turn,
yes, we were at the original 1762 that you would never eat in a million years.
No, I don't. I'll never. The odds of me ever stepping into Earl Sandwich ever again, while Disney Springs exists, is like 0 to 0%. It really is.
You are bringing the curmudgeon today. It's amazing.
And just the next time that if you all are around and I meet you at Disney Springs, and of course you're going to want to eat at Earl Sandwich, on purpose I will sit there with my arms crossed and not eat.
I want to see that. I want to get a video of that and put it on.
Oh, I'll definitely
social
do that,
media.
and then just eat when we start walking. I'll just eat the place else. That's all.
There you go.
I've done that before with other relatives and friends.
All right,
anyway,
Grumpy, go ahead. What's your next one?
Basically. The next one, I'm assuming you might have the restaurant. I don't know if you would have. I don't think you would have the same meal, but at the Polynesian's Captain Cook's, the pulled pork sandwich.
The Aloha pork sandwich.
Yes.
On my list.
Remember, every time we go there, I always have the same thing.
I do too. I get it now.
I love pulled pork sandwich alone, but that's the best one on property by far.
You and I got it a month ago when we were at we met after we went to Trader Sam's. That sandwich I first got with Johnny Shortsleeve. We were there together, and he was like, "You got to get this," and I got it, and I loved it, and then now I get it every time. I think I used to get something else, but that's that's all. That stuff's all behind me. I've grown up a lot, and I love that sandwich. It's pulled pork on a brioche bun with cheddar. Obviously, Chuck gets it without cheese. Asian slaw, cucumbers, and tomatoes.
Yes, it's a perfect combination. Even without the cheese, it's perfection. And it comes with French.
Yeah, fries. It does come with fries. And yeah, you can't beat it, man. I love that sandwich. And you know what? Everything on the Captain Cook's menu is good. Although it's changed a lot since it first opened.
I mean, since 1971, I would hope so.
No, since they redid the menu, since they redid the menu, when they redid it and they took out the self-serve Dole Whip machines and all that.
Yes.
So that was, what was that, like 7-8 years ago?
Yeah, because then they very smartly made the Dole Whip a whole separate stand on the outside by the pool. That was smart, actually.
Pineapple and I, it's the one place that you go that you can get a Dole Whip, and there's rarely, if ever, a line. Except at night when the park closes, then it's busy. But before that, there's not. All right, so Aloha pork sandwich, another really good one.
Yes.
At Captain Cook's, and you know what? That you could just, the food at the Polynesian is its own show. Like, there's so much good food over there that, you know, even like Trader Sam's has some really good things, and Captain Cook's, and then, you know, Kona and Ohana.
I love Kona.
Yeah, all really good stuff. All right, so okay, this is one here. I'm going. A lot of mine were around Magic Kingdom. I think I'm looking at my list. This one just made the return a few days ago. The regular corn dog nuggets from Casey's Corner.
Oh yes, I heard that. Yes.
So did you? I don't know. I know you saw. I don't know if the average like listener who's not a maniac like me and you who follows Disney News every day. I don't know if you saw that they changed it a few weeks ago. Somebody took. This is the scariest part about this for me. Somebody ordered the corn dog nuggets thinking they were the regular corn dog nuggets. They come with, you know, you get them with fries and a soda or whatever. And they bit into a corn dog nugget and it was like chicken.
Yes.
That is like a chicken turkey. That is insanity. Like, people were posting pictures of them online and they just look gross. Like the color of the chicken inside almost matched the color.
Well, super match. That's why. Yes. So it's funny because I immediately thought, first of all, of course, I never go to Casey's, and now because of the feud between you and me over Casey's, now I just won't go at all. But
would you call it a feud?
Normally,
is it a feud now?
I'm going to call it a feud. So until someday I break and I go to Casey's because I have to. But I never eat hot dogs. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had a real hot dog. I always eat only turkey hot dogs, especially when I buy them for home. But corn dogs, it has to be real hot dogs. It's never occurred to me to try corn dogs that would be made out of turkey or chicken hot dogs.
No, it shouldn't occur to anyone. That's not a corn dog. Like,
you know what? I can understand why they experimented. I mean, everything is getting healthier, so I can understand why they experimented with it.
Well, it blew up in their face. Yes, it was all over social media. Like, people were freaking out and losing their minds, saying, you got to bring back the regular corn dog nuggets. And again, within like 2 weeks, they were back. They are regular corn dog nuggets again. I'll get them and dip them in mustard. Is that weird to have a corn dog dipped in mustard?
No, I dip it in mustard.
Yeah, all right. I just making sure.
Sometimes ketchup, sometimes mustard.
Are you 4 years old? Who dips hot dogs in ketchup? If you're walking on your own and not sitting in a high chair, you should never dip a hot dog in ketchup. I'm just saying.
Well, it just reminds me of when I was younger. We always used ketchup.
Exactly, when you were 4.
I don't think I ate mustard until I was in my 20s. Like I never had mustard.
Man, you are a strange dude.
We never had it in the house. I don't think we ever had it in the house.
Is this a cultural thing that I'm not aware of? That like
no. I don't think it's a Hispanic food thing. No, I think it just was us. I think it's just my parents didn't like mustard, so I never tried mustard until I was in my 20s. I have
like vegetables like that. Like there's certain vegetables that I've never eaten that I'll never try. Like asparagus. We were to a barbecue last week, like a cookout, and they made bacon wrapped asparagus, and Amy was like going nuts. She's like, "This is so good," and I'm like. She's like, try it. And I'm like, I'm not eating asparagus. I've never eaten it. I'm never going to try it, ever. So I'm just never going to do it. It's not going to happen. I'm too old. I'm 40. I'm not trying something new. Forget it. I know I'm a weird person, but that's the way I roll. Like when people are like, you got to make new friends. I'm 40. I'm good.
I'm good.
I have my friends. I have a lot of friends. I'm good. All right. So what the heck? The corn dog nuggets. All right. So it's your turn.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to say, and it's been a while, so I don't remember the exact ingredients, but my favorite food at Flame Tree Barbecue at Animal Kingdom. It's actually not the barbecue, because I like barbecue, but I'm not I go for the barbecue every single time. The turkey sandwich that comes on the sunflower bread with the weird spread that I think has like tomato aioli in it. It's delicious.
Since you did no research, I'm looking it up right now so I can see
Oh,
what
thanks.
you're talking about. Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm looking. You said I don't. How do I not see it? It's not on here.
I mean, unless they finally took it out. I must admit, the last several times I've been to Animal Kingdom in the past year, we always wind up going to a table service restaurant.
Yeah, it is not. It is not on the menu.
But that was my go-to for like the first 10 years that Animal Kingdom was open.
I'm sorry
That's
to tell
all
you.
I would ever eat. I would never eat anything else.
I'm sorry to tell you, it is no longer on the menu.
Oh, that's all right.
Now you'll have to go with ribs, chicken, and pulled pork sampler, the half chicken, smoked pulled pork sandwich, St. Louis rib dinner, ribs and chicken combo, baked mac and cheese with pulled pork, or the smokehouse chicken salad. That's what's on the menu.
Okay, so they definitely took the sandwich out. Okay, well, but you know, the funny thing is, the best part of the sandwich was the bread. It never occurred to me. Also, I mean, we're talking about 1998, right? So it's just like when I finally started becoming like a real adult and a real human being with a real palate. And it never occurred to me that there's bread in the world besides Wonder Bread. Like, just never occurred to me. so now, like, I go to Panera Bread or I go to Publix and I buy all the weird breads that I never had as a kid. I never had sourdough. I never had sunflower bread.
I'm the same way. I didn't either.
I never had pumpernickel, rye. Now I have all this stuff all the time. I never have white bread, ever.
Yes, I'm a big sourdough fan. I love sourdough bread, but I you know, it's funny at our local supermarket, it sells out. Like if you don't get there early in the morning, it's gone. I get so mad.
Publix is like that sometimes too here.
And I get there and I'm like, all right. So you have like wheat, you have the prepackaged wheat or white, and that's all I have left. But they have rye, but I'm not a big rye fan. And what is that? What are those seeds in rye bread? I'm not a big fan of that. It's like,
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the sandwich. Like I've had rye with corned beef. That's good.
Yeah, I can do that. We do that on when we have. Hey, you know what? It's a long story. I'm not going to get into that story.
Thank you.
Chuck, we got to fill out a show here. Sometimes I got to tell stories. All right, that's the way it goes. But no, it's so funny that you say that about the different breads because we were the same way growing up. We get white bread and that was it. Like, and in Philadelphia we have Stroman is the bread here, like the local bread, and that's all we ever got. And then same thing when I got older, I would see new breads on sandwiches at restaurants, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm not trying that." But then you try it; it's good. You're right, like pumpernickels, rye sometimes, and sourdough. I love it. It's good stuff. But I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news about your sandwich. No longer on the menu. So they have a pulled pork sandwich, though. You said you go for pulled pork, so there you go.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how it stacks up to the Asian version at the Polynesian.
Exactly. So I don't know. There's whatchamacallit, Liberty Inn in Epcot in America has a pulled pork sandwich too. Just if you're a big pulled pork fan, you can try it there. All right. So this is one I think. See, I get a little mixed up in contemporary. I go to the Contempo Cafe, right? We stayed at Walt Disney World a month and a half ago, and I swear all but like 2 dinners we ate at Contempo Cafe because my parents. Not to say they're older now, but they're a little older. And
I mean, they're ancient.
What's that?
I mean, they're ancient, just like my parents.
Not my dad.
I talk to my dad now. I say things like, "Well, I've got approximately 40 years left on the planet, and you've got 15, 20 tops."
That's a nice conversation to have with your father. My dad's 63 or 64. My mom is 60. So, they get wiped out. They were tired. The kids, the kids are tired. They're tired. So we ended up going to Contempo Cafe a lot. My favorite thing on the menu for lunch or dinner over there is the Chicago-style Italian beef sub. It's, I have the menu here open. Shaved Italian beef in a crusty baguette with mozzarella, seasoned. It's not seasoned au jus. It's seasoned jus. And there's a word that I can't say. Giardiniera, which is pickled vegetables, served with vegetable slaw. That's an awesome sandwich. You dip it in the jus. It's really, really good. But then, so that was my pick, but there's another sandwich over there that you introduced me to, the spicy chicken sandwich.
Yes.
That's an awesome sandwich. It's almost as good as
like Wendy's. Because Wendy's is my favorite spicy chicken sandwich.
Again, we're talk about a good palate, an educated palate. you're talking about Wendy's is your favorite spicy chicken sandwich.
Well,
it is
that's how I
good.
was introduced to the concept of a spicy chicken sandwich. So, that's my go-to now.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It is really good at Wendy's. But now I'm looking up the menu for Contempo because I want to see what this other one's called. But the spicy chicken sandwich, I think it's just called the spicy chicken sandwich. Let me see. Spicy chicken sandwich. What's that?
I was planning to have it because this weekend I'm actually staying at the Contemporary for 3 nights. So I was definitely going to have it at least once.
Oh, that's awesome. Family thing?
Yes. A family from Miami. They got a 2-bedroom unit at the Bay Lake Towers.
Are they DVC members?
No, they did it through DVC member that are friends.
I was going to say because I didn't get a call. So the spicy chicken sandwich, fried spicy chicken breast, house-made chipotle, remoulade, some kind of cheese that I can't pronounce that you wouldn't get anyway. Pickles, lettuce, tomato on a brioche bun served with vegetable slaw. That is an awesome sandwich.
And the chicken is huge. Like, it sticks out of the bun like a lot.
It does. That's a place. Listen, Contempo Cafe is like one of those off-the-radar, really good places. And if you're at Magic Kingdom and you're kind of, you're like, on the Magic Kingdom food, you can just get over there in like 10 minutes. You can walk over. Or take the monorail over and walk back because it's the first stop on our monorail back from Magic Kingdom.
It's not worth it to take the monorail back. Yes. Agreed.
All right. It's like Chuck is trying to figure out how he can disagree with every single thing that I say on the show. All right, you're up, Chuck. How many do you have left? Because I only have one left.
I don't know. They're just coming in through my head. While
you don't have a list.
Your thing, I just think of one while you're talking, and then suddenly something comes in my head.
Thank you so much for listening.
Whatchamacallit? Okay, so actually the Contemporary made me think about one of the ones that I had thought of this morning when you texted me about this topic. And you'll have to I'm sure you're going to have to look this up. So the new restaurant at Wilderness Lodge, the one that's on the water, that's like a big open bar with tables.
Is that Gasparilla?
What's it called? At the Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, Gasparilla. Is that what it is? No,
Gorilla's at the Grand.
What the heck is it called?
You have to look it up. So, because it just opened, maybe a year and a half ago? It wasn't that long ago.
Yes, I forget the name of it, but go ahead.
And they have the best crab cake sandwich on property. I'm a big crab cake sandwich person when I go to a seafood restaurant. It is really, really good.
Okay. That's your whole thing. All right. I can't find the name of the place. I'm looking. Crab cake sandwich and it's going to, once I see it, it's going to drive me crazy because I know it's actually one of Johnny Shortsleeve's favorite places to go. He loves that place.
What made me think of saying it is
Guys are point.
Yes. So for people who do, who have been to Walt Disney World more than the average, maybe once in a lifetime, like most human beings on the planet, for those of us who've been there 3,000 times, you do start to, want to expand your day at the Magic Kingdom, especially, and it's perfect to take the boat from Magic Kingdom to Wilderness Lodge, eat there in a really relaxed setting, and then take the boat back. It's perfect.
So yeah, this is another one that I still haven't been to, and it's been there for a couple of years. I got to get over there.
Because you guys always stay, the boat takes like 3 minutes to go from the Contemporary.
I know, we haven't stayed at Wilderness Lodge in a while either. That could be the problem. No, I know. And I love that resort. It's one of my.
I'm definitely going there this weekend. If I'm staying at the Contemporary and my passes are blocked out, so I can't go to the parks anyway, I'm definitely taking the boat and going.
Well, enjoy it because I will. We're coming back down in October for the Pod People trip. We're going to do the special event at the Contemporary. If you haven't told me you were coming, as in you're a podcast listener, and you're saying what the heck are you talking about? It is full, so I cannot take any new people. So I'm sorry. But we're talking about Chuck, and I'm going to announce this on the show. Actually, why not? Talking about doing a Pod People cruise. Maybe late 2020, early 2021. So I don't know if you would be into it, if you'd be interested, but you should think about coming.
Yes, no, I saw that, and I definitely would be interested. Yes.
So we'll do like a 3 or 4 night. Cruise out of
7-day one.
Yeah, out of Port Canaveral. We're gonna have I don't have any real details on it just yet, but we're gonna do a 3 or 4 night cruise. We're going to have some special events that we get to do through Disney, like private events. just for the pod people. So yeah, if you haven't already, join the Disney. It's called Disney Pod People and Planning Group on Facebook, and just request to get into the group. And we have a good people, nice people in there, and they're all going to be doing the meetups in October with us and the contemporary private party. It's going to be fun. We're going to do trivia. Chuck will be there.
Is it the contemporary night? Isn't it Tuesday, October 22nd?
It is. Is that your birthday?
So that is my birthday.
Yes.
And I have to assume that somebody's going to be smart enough to bring like the greatest chocolate thing at Walt Disney World.
Well, now they will.
For me. I'm just saying.
Now they will. Now that's definitely going to happen. It is Chuck's 50th birthday.
Okay, not 50. Let's not get too crazy. It will be 44.
I'm excited. I didn't realize. I did actually realize it was your birthday because Amy told me, but I kind of forgot. So it's going to be awesome. So now it is the Disney Pod People Meetup. It is at the Contemporary. It's a private event. We will have catering, appetizers and finger foods, and we will have to have a birthday cake at the end. Absolutely. Unless if you're not a fan of cake, Chuck, don't even tell me because I'm going to have it because the kids.
No, you know darn well that I'm a fan of.
And the kids, all the kids. Oh, it's going to be fun. All the kids that are there get to sing "Happy Birthday" to you. It's going to be great. All right, so sign up for the group, everybody. If you didn't sign up yet, let's go back to the list. I have one more on my list. It is, and I saved it for last on purpose. Of course, Magic Kingdom, Columbia Harbor House. The sandwich is formerly known as the Anchors Away sandwich. I don't know why they changed the name. Now it's just on the menu as tuna sandwich. The tuna fish sandwich, for some reason, I don't know why, is the best tuna fish sandwich I've ever had in my life. I don't know what they make it with. I can't find a recipe. It's awesome. And they serve it it's on multigrain bread with lettuce, tomato, and that's it. There's nothing like no onions in it, no cucumbers. I know people do celery, none of that stuff. Just plain tuna and on the multigrain bread with lettuce, tomato, and it's served with these awesome potato chips there. It's like my favorite. It's maybe my favorite counter service meal in all of Walt Disney World. I love it. I don't know if you eat that if you're a tuna fan or not.
Actually, so this is perfect that we end with both of us having the same thing on our list. That's what I was going to end with as well.
Awesome. That's awesome. Because I didn't know if you were a Lighthouse sandwich guy. Because I know you're a hummus fan, so I didn't know if you would go that way.
I tried it once. I do eat hummus on a regular basis, but I don't really love hummus sandwich. That's not really my jam. But no, so I still have the Anchors Away. So, and for me, I was introduced to the Anchors Away sandwich when I was working for the Disney Institute, and I would coordinate the what's the name of the kids classes at Disney where they go on the rides and they learn about history or about science.
I do not know.
What it's called.
I don't know.
Like kids from different schools in the area come and they do. Now I forgot. My God, so every morning, like 3 mornings a week, because I would get assigned other things the other 2 or 3 days a week. But most mornings of the week, I would be at the Magic Kingdom working at 7 a.m. to do these classes, to coordinate these classes, and then they would give us vouchers to eat lunch, and we would go to Columbia Harbor House at 10:30 in the morning when it opens.
It opens early, yeah.
Yeah, but of course we started the day so early because we had to start. Most of the activities are done before the park even opens. So at 10:30, we're already in the mood for lunch. And I ate that Anchors Away sandwich every single time. And back then, they gave it with Cape Cod potato chips.
Oh, yeah. Like a little bag, I guess?
It was actually a bag of Cape Cod potato chips, yes. Which also, so not only was I introduced, I mean, I've always eaten tuna growing up, but multigrain bread, that might have been the first time I think I've eaten multigrain bread. And also Cape Cod kettle chips, because I've never been a huge potato chip fan. But when kettle chips started coming out, I don't know if Cape Cod was the first, that's when I fell in love with potato chips.
Dude, I love the kettle chips. They're awesome. The ones they make, they're like house made fresh here now at Columbia Harbor House. They're awesome. And
right.
I've made the mistake of getting the fries there. It's a dumb mistake. Don't get the fries there. You got to get the chips. They're better.
No, they're soggy. They're not even as good as McDonald's.
No, the chips are the play. They're the right play there. Yeah. And I used to get the lobster roll there all the time until I was introduced to the Anchors Away sandwich, which is the best sandwich on property, I think. as soon as, it's really funny. As soon as I told Amy we were doing this list, she was like, "Oh, I wanted to do that list with you." And I was like, "Well, Chuck already called it, so you're out." But then I said, she was like, can you say the barbecue or the cheeseburger flatbread from Artist, Artist Palette at Saratoga Springs? That's her favorite, by far her favorite counter service meal on Disney property. I know you don't eat cheese, so you wouldn't eat that, but that's an awesome option. That's one I had to mention it for her because it's a weird thing, right? It's like a pizza with ground beef and lettuce and tomato and salt, pepper and ketchup and mustard. And you look at it and you're like, that's weird. It's delicious. It's really good. And I remember when we stayed at Saratoga Springs, we got it like when we had babies. Like we had a 2-year-old and 2 1-year-olds. We got it like every night for dinner. It's awesome.
Yeah, I remember seeing you guys eat that when I went to visit you at Saratoga.
Yeah, like every night. I think you and I we might have walked to the...
Go pick it up.
Yeah, and I think Amy and I each got one and like one for breakfast the next morning. We like threw it in the fridge. It's that good. So, all right, Chuck, this is a fun one. Thank you again for being on. And again, you will be celebrating your birthday with us at the Contemporary. I'm super excited about that. That's going to be a fun night.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, actually.
It's going to be fun. Actually, like, it wouldn't be fun with us anyway. Thanks, Chuck. You're the best.
Well, that's the point with each trip. I'm like, oh, do I have to go see them again? But this time there'll be other people that I've never seen before.
No, the Pod People group is an awesome group. I'm so excited to hang out. A bunch of the Ear to There travel vacationers are going to be there. A lot of people who post often in that group are going to be there. Families, kids. Chuck, you have to be podcast appropriate at the meeting. You can't be when the camera and the microphone aren't rolling, Chuck. Deal?
That is a deal. What I plan is that as soon as you get there, I'm going to find all the pod people who don't have children, and we'll just plan our own fun activities around you all.
The funniest part about that is you were so not lying.
Of course, that's exactly what I would do. I do that with every time I go to Disney World, no matter who's there. Yes.
All right, Chuck. Thanks again. This is fun. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ear to There Disney Podcast. Thank you to my guest, Chuck Rodriguez, for being on the show. Chuck's the best, and even though he and I disagree on a ton of stuff, I love having him on the show. He's a lot of fun. So thank you to Chuck. Thank you to Bob Gurr again for being on the show, for answering another question. And thank you so much for listening. And again, here comes my airplane speech, my airline speech. But I do know you have a ton of podcasts you could be listening to. So thank you so much for listening to this one. It means a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed it, just like I hope you enjoy each and every show that I put out there. And I wanted to remind you again, if you're not a member of the Disney Pod People and Planning Group on Facebook, you definitely should become a member. There's going to be a lot of events coming up. I mentioned the private get-together, the private party that we're having at the Contemporary. That one is sold out. So if you're not a member, if you haven't already signed up for that one is kind of already gone. But we will be doing meets and things in the park that week as well. So sign up for the group. And if you're in or near Walt Disney World that week in October 2019, you should come out. You should meet up with us. I'll be making announcements in the next few weeks and let you know where we'll be. I'm sure we'll coordinate fast passes, a lunch, or something like that where we can all meet up, have a big group. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you should join. Again, the Disney group on Facebook is Disney Pod People and Planning. And I hope you sign up, and I hope to see you there. Now look for a new episode of the podcast next week, as well as a new Walt Disney World Word of the Week. And until next time, thank you again so much for listening. Have a phenomenal week. Sign up for the group. Again, bye-bye.
Ear to there, ear to there.